there, Julia here. Today I just want to give some pin lore of some of the fountain pens I acquired this year. We're just going to yap about some fountain pens. I don't have a final tally just yet when it comes to how many I've added to my collection and sold off this year, but I have been doing some looking back at things I've brought in and just wanted to recap some of the more interesting pens and some of the narratives that go along with them. So the first one I want to talk about I acquired earlier in the year. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Starboard lights. And I got this one from the Sailor Pen Guild, which is a little group that's trying to get going, kind of like a Sailor Pen Club where you get exclusive merch and can have a say in some of the colorways that are released. I think that is the intent, but it's having a little bit trouble kind of getting off the ground. But in 2026, it's apparently coming back and they're sort of refocusing that. We shall see. But this was very exciting because they launched their kind of community space within the Pen Guild. And the first kind of task was to name this Pro Gear, and whoever got the most kind of positive feedback and upvotes, we'll say, they got to name the colorway. And so I was thinking of all of these different kind of nautical names and looking up green, like green symbolism to sailors and all of this. And I ended up suggesting the name Starboard Lights, which are like lights on ships that kind of guide you to shore, if I remember correctly. But anyways, I won. And so I got to name this Sailor Pro Gear, and it's gorgeous. It is green with these little gold flecks, 21K nib. And yeah, it was just so cool to be able to see the marketing that came after and just know that I was the one that named this pen. And my husband was awesome and gifted it to me. The next pen I want to talk about is this pen. This is from Zodiac Pens. This is the Cancer model. And the resin is by Luke at Papa J Studio. It's called Mermaid Jade. And I got this pen for my birthday this year. And I actually got the blank from Luke, I don't even remember when, earlier in the year. And I had no idea really what I was gonna do with it. And I ended up thinking that it would be awesome in this Cancer model. It's very like subtly curvy and bulbous. Here, and I sent this blank over to Bart, and I picked it up at the Chicago Pen Show this year, and oh, it was just stunning. And everyone I showed it to was just like, wow, that is gorgeous. And so after I posted it, and there was some excitement kind of going on with this combination, Bart ended up getting some more blanks from Luke and made more of them. And so it was so cool to see other people getting this exact combination of the Cancer model with the Jade Mermaid blank. But I really love this pen. I think it's gorgeous, and it's definitely a standout when it comes to acquisitions this year. The next pen I want to talk about is another maker pen. This is the low volume eyedropper from Skoggazy Pens, and I think I got this one at the Chicago Pen Show as well. And I set it up beforehand to get one for me and one for my husband Cam. And I think that this is just made so beautifully. Like the internal polishing is just like on another level. And I really love like almost like the static look of the cap there. It's smooth and lovely, but I just love like that. It's not even a texture. It just looks like a texture on there. But this one, yeah, you know me, I don't have nibs on pens. So I really love this one because I've always liked the idea of eyedropper pens. However, the thought of just filling a pen with all this ink and knowing that I'm not gonna use it all a little bit scares me. So the fact that, I don't know if you can see that little channel in here, but it doesn't go all, it doesn't fill the entire barrel. There's just like a little channel that's made into this pen. And so like the name suggests, it's a lower volume eyedropper. So I can still fill it up, and it's still quite a large capacity comparing it to your standard like cartridge converter, but it's definitely more manageable in a pen, and it's so cool to see the ink move around in there. I'll maybe insert some footage of whenever I had this inked up and the ink kind of sloshing around in there. But I just think it's such a cool pen, and I feel so lucky that I was able to get one at the pen show. This next one, I don't think I've shown on the channel yet because I haven't inked it up, but this is super exciting. It was super exciting, it still is. And this is the Waterman Carene in the green shimmer colorway. But there is something a little bit different about this one. I'm sure you already know if you've seen one of these before. The cap. The cap is different. It's a silver cap. And usually the cap matches the body. So I was looking online everywhere for like, was this a special edition? Is there more of a story when it comes to this pen? And I don't think so. I just think that where I got this on eBay, and it shipped from, I want to say Armenia, but I just think that there was another Waterman Carene at some point. The caps got swapped and this cap ended up on this pen. I am not sure, but I just thought it was so unique because A, it's already hard enough to find this green shimmer Carene, but then to have this extra kind of unique feature of having the silver and gold combination on the cap, I thought was really beautiful. And it reminds me of my ring, which is silver and gold mix. So yeah, really exciting. And let me go grab it real quick. This came as a set with a ballpoint pen. Okay, yeah, here it is. So here's the set, the ballpoint and the fountain pen. And I love the Carene. I love the nib, the inlaid nib. It's gorgeous. This next pen is fun. I have shown it a couple of times, but you know, it's a weird one. It's fun. This is the Taccia Covenant SE in Parchment Swirl, and I acquired this one. It was gifted to me after helping Sue at the Taccia table in St. Louis. So that was an interesting experience in itself because I did not know hardly anything about Taccia pens, and so I was kind of thrown into it all with a little packet with all the stories of all the pens and pricing in different places. It was a little chaotic, but it was also so much fun to learn about Taccia pens, learn about the artistry that goes into them, and to be able to talk to people and just see the excitement on their faces when they see how much craftsmanship goes into some of these like Urushi, Maki, just higher end pens. So this Covenant SE is just a weird little pen. Oh my God. The cap is nearly the size of the body. It reminds me of like a cigar or something. And so the whole pen slides into the cap like that. And then there you go. So I just thought it was a fun, interesting pen with a fun story. I got the zoom nib on it, which is super juicy. This is the only zoom nib that I have. It was the first and only zoom nib, and it's a fun time. And it's just a wacky, wacky little pen. Speaking of beautiful craftsmanship, I got this Sae pen at the San Francisco pen show this year, and it was a pen that I was not expecting to get, or it was not even on my radar. But when my husband surprised me with Annabelle's gorgeous harmonic nib, look at that. We just like need a moment of silence for it, I think. It's beautiful. It's actually ground like a fine cursive italic rounded stub situation. It's perfect. But whenever I got the nib, I was like, I don't have a pen that is worthy of this nib. So after seeing someone else's Sae pen, I was like, I'm gonna go and look and see if there's anything over there that kind of catches my eye. And sure enough, this jellyfish edition of this pen, I think it's called the Courage, is what caught my eye because I love organic shapes. I love octopi, tentacles. I love branches that kind of like weave in and out and around themselves. I just love flowy organic shapes like that. And so this was perfect. I also was really taken by the technique. It's called chinking, and I learned about it at the Taccia table, funnily enough. But with this chinking technique, they are etching out all of those little details in the pen and then filling it with gold or other materials in this stippling look. It's beautiful. I love it. This next one is a Benu Euphoria, and not necessarily this Benu Euphoria. I'm just saying in general, Benus have been killing it this year with like all of the different beautiful colorways and a new model. Let me find it. Beautiful new models with the colorways and hand painted euphorias and more subtle euphorias. They've just been killing it this year. And so there's so many beautiful Benu pens. This one I chose to just like pick out because I was so excited that they finally decided to do gold clips to match the pen and a gold plated nib. Before, okay, I can't find an example, but I think like the caramel iced latte one, it's a brown, warm toned pen, but the clip was silver and it just kind of threw it off a little bit. And it was like, man, if that was gold, that would be it. And so I think with this one, this is the Golden Beach. They started matching the hardware with the pen because on the white beach, we have the silver trim. So yeah, shout out to Benu. The last pen I want to talk about is this Sailor King of Pen in the Moroccan Mint Tea Kiss On colorway. And I got this in Japan as soon as I stepped foot in Tokyo under the Ueno station. And I got a good deal on this, which was awesome. But the Sailor King of Pen was on my wish list for the past couple of years. Some time ago, I did try a Sailor King of Pen with a medium nib, and I was like, ooh, I really want one of those one day. And so it's been on my wish list, but I didn't want a black one because there are so many beautiful sailor colors, and that's kind of their thing, like all of these different colorways. So I was just waiting on the right one to present itself at the right time, at the right price. And I really loved this one when it came out, but I'm glad I waited. It's such an interesting color, and I don't know if the camera is gonna pick it up and do it justice, but this is like a very interesting mauve-y, purpley gray bottom and like this cranberry semi-transparent cap. I know some folks say that the King of Pen is quite chunky of a pen, quite large, but I don't know. I do have long fingers and a larger hand, so it just kind of seems normal to me, but I don't know. I'm very excited about acquiring this pen this year and finally marking it off of my wish list. And that does it for my wish list for right now. I am not doing a wish list for pens for 2026. I plan on enjoying what I have. I'm sure I'll be tempted and I'm sure I'll acquire pens in 2026, but there are so many pens honestly right now that I haven't inked up, and I just feel like it's time to sit back, relax, focus on what I have, and yeah, this will be inked up soon, I'm sure. All right, that's my little yap sesh for the day. Would love for you to share a fun pen story from the year down below. I always love how so many pens come with a story. Be sure to subscribe for more pen and ink hangouts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.